Working hard and focusing on being the best you can be in your role feels like the right thing to do, but it doesn't get you job security, job recognition, and on the right promotion track. We feel like working hard should be enough, but it's not true. Working hard isn't all you need to make sure your career success is a certainty. In addition to being good at your job, you need 3 keys to making sure that your progress, your promotion, and your job security and success is a certainty. So watch this video to find out what those 3 keys are. Working hard does not equal career success. And just before I tell you what the 3 keys to career success are, just to let you know that in the description underneath this video, there is a link, and you can click the link and get all the content from this video. And also it includes the action steps that you need to take to fast track your career. So click on the link and download the action sheet to this video. Now, believe it or not, I actually started my career out as a programmer. Now, I know it's quite hard to believe, but way back before programmers were even cool, I actually graduated as a computer scientist, and I started out my career programming software. And back then they would put us, the programmers, in a room and nobody came in and we hardly went out, and we would sit there hoods up typing away and writing our code. Now, I was different to the other programmers, and there were 2 reasons for that. Number 1, I was female, and there were no other females in the tech industry back then, hardly any. And number 2, I could speak to human beings, and I understood the sort of business side to work. So very quickly I was put into sort of more senior manager positions, project management, project director positions. And I sort of became the link between the kind of tech team and the business world. There is one particular project that I remember distinctly to this day. And it was a project where it was the merger of 3 national law firms. And the project that I was responsible for was creating an information hub. I worked alongside a client whose name was Sarah, and she was a very thin, tall, very smartly dressed lady from up north, and very direct and fast talking. And we worked together. We worked so hard over that project, managing my team, speaking at different levels in the firm, speaking to all the people in all the firms to make sure we brought all the content and the requirements together. We worked our butt off for 14 months and 2 weeks. And eventually we delivered this service, and it was a success. A couple of days later, Sarah calls me up and she says to me, "Hey, guess what? The project has been a massive success. In fact, it's been so successful, the 3 senior partners want to come down and meet us both, talk about the project and what the next steps are. This is amazing for you, it's amazing for me, and this is fantastic news." I was like, "Great." And she said, "Yeah, it's going to be 2:00 next Thursday. We've got an hour with them. So if you can present the project and your team and introduce everything in the first 15 minutes, we can then talk about what we're going to do, what the next steps of that project is. Okay?" I was like, "Awesome." I put the phone down. And at that point, literally all the blood drained out of me. The idea of presenting in front of anyone, let alone 3 senior partners, my client and my team, filled me with horror. I spent the next 7 days panicking, fretting, getting really anxious. I sort of put this presentation together, the slides. I hardly slept, I couldn't eat. And when that next Thursday came around at 2 o'clock, I felt absolutely awful. And I remember walking into that room. To this day, the 3 senior partners were at the end of this kind of horseshoe shape. My team on one side, my clients on the others. My client stands up, introduces everyone, and then hands over to me. I walked up to the front of the room, I turned round, and I faced the room. And in the next 15 minutes, I bumbled and ummed and I ahed and I looked at the floor and I looked at the ceiling and I looked at my presentation. I talked to my slides. I did anything but get any eye contact with anyone. And I just wanted the ground to swallow me up because I hated every minute. I could barely breathe, let alone talk. And at the end of it, guess what happened? The senior partners asked me, a couple of polite questions, and then they got up and left. I couldn't look my client in the eye. I was so embarrassed. And I realized at that point in my career that no matter how hard you work, no matter how good you are at your job, no matter all the blood, sweat, and tears you put into any project, if you cannot communicate and present effectively to others, promote the work, promote yourself, put yourself forward, you're never going to get as far as you can in your career. It was at that point where I realized that you need to master the art of communication and influence and putting yourself forward to get as far as you can and to go as far as you want to get that career success that you desire. And it was at that point I realized that I was going to spend the rest of my life really mastering how to communicate and influence other people. And the 3 keys are that additional layer to what it is you already do in your job. So let's get started. The first key to fast track your career is key number 1, demonstrate confidence, authority, and credibility. We are naturally drawn to confident people, aren't we? We're naturally drawn to confident people because it's part of our survival. And confidence really opens doors for us. Being confident means that we will take action at a personal level. Having confidence inside us is what we project to others, and it enables us to take action. Confidence helps us communicate better with our peers, senior managers, potential clients, customers, and interviewers. We can perform at our best in high-pressured meetings and situations. We handle our emotions and nerves using these effectively. We can communicate, present, and articulate ideas, outcomes, and solutions better, and we can demonstrate our value, our experience, and our accomplishments to achieve the recognition that we deserve. Confidence enables us to take our opportunities. So confidence is the first key to being able to fast track our career, and having confidence and in ourselves and how we communicate to others is so important. Now, as I said before, you can download the action sheet that goes with this video that includes the content around this first key and the others, and also actions that you need to take to make sure that you are fast tracking your career. So go to the download, it's in the description, in the link under this video. Key number 2, communicate with influence. Now, there are lots of different ways to communicate and influence others, but I actually think the biggest shift you can make when you're trying to understand and influence and connect with other people is to really see the world from their perspective. Step into their shoes. See the world from their eyes. What are their challenges? What are their issues? What are their problems? What are their pains? What is it that they're trying to do? Most people come to any interaction thinking about what they need to get out of the meeting, how they need to behave, how they need to perform. And they may consider the other person's perspective, but they don't really step into the other person's shoes to really understand their world. So one of the best ways to influence others is to put yourself in the other person's shoes and really understand the pain and the experiences and the priorities and the challenges that they have. And then you can map what you do, what you can do, what you need to that point and connect with them at those points, at those positions where that crossover is. Speak their language, because you're really understanding where they are and what they need out of the interaction. And it doesn't mean that you have to give up what you need from the interaction. It just means that you can connect and influence them based on where they are and map what you need from the meeting or the interaction to that point. And it's much, much more effective. Key number 3, your personal marketing plan. And as I said at the beginning of this video, working hard does not equal career success. Now, you may think that working hard and being the best at your job is all you need for career progression, but it's not. You need to not only work hard at your job, but you also need to put a personal marketing plan in place to get the career progression that you're after. And the plan includes how you build relationships, how you put yourself forward in a tactful way, how you get recognition for the efforts that you do, how you get promoted, how you get those pay rises, how you interact with the other people in your workplace. And the key to getting that career progression is having this personal marketing plan that you can implement in your career, in your life, so that you can get the promotion, make the progress, and get that career success that you're after. And it's key to getting that plan in place, and once it's there, it compounds over time. So the third key to fast track your career is putting your own personal marketing plan in place for your career success. If you want a fast and easy way to start putting these steps in place, then click on the link under this video in the description and download the action sheet to this video. And in the action sheet there's the content and the 3 keys and the information around those, but there's also action steps that you need to take in your career so that you can fast track your career. So download the action sheet. It is on the link below in the description of this video. The other thing that you need to do is, if you like this content, then subscribe to the channel, and there should be a link coming up for that. And the other thing that you might find helpful is the video on how to ask for a promotion or pay rise. And the link for that video is there. So go on and watch that video about how to ask for a promotion and pay rise. And I look forward to seeing you there.